It's a sight we hate to see, that we see way too often. Man, guys, this is the third time this has happened since I moved to California, and this could happen anywhere. I'm just out on a jog, saw somebody almost got killed. The lesson here is be careful. Anytime you are anywhere near a roadway, I don't care if you're out for a walk, a jog, walking your dog, kids with a stroller, if you are anywhere near a roadway, even if you're on a sidewalk, you have absolutely got to be heads up, because this stuff is dangerous. And motorcycle riders, my goodness, keep saying your prayers, keep being safe, keep wearing that safety gear. Yes, indeed, settle in. We're going to try to pass on a few things in this video. We also need your help. This video is all about keeping everyone safe. What's up, CycleDrag universe? We want to keep you safe on two wheels because it's a jungle out there. Scary. Don't you worry, in this video, we're going to get you all calibrated, make sure you're nice and tight. I'm also going to share with you my 5 tips for staying safe, and I'm going to show you some of the wildest moments I've experienced out on the road in the last couple years. Fortunately, there's been too many of them, like this one, where a 350Z nearly took me out on my Hayabusa. Expected all the adrenaline to come at the racetrack, not 2 miles before the racetrack. Close call indeed. Also are asking everybody who watches this video who has motorcycle experience, please, before you leave, go down to the comments and leave us your strategy, your outlook, your tips for staying safe. At the end, we should end up with a pretty nice, I would say, detailed description and some different ideas, and we can learn so much from one another. Let me take you to the drag strip. This was a close call I had at Fontana. It shows you even... Oh, where it's seemingly a lot safer, it's a controlled environment, things can go wrong. I was blessed that I was just ahead of this guy. Hello everybody, I am Jack Rapella from CycleDrag.com. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope that this ends up being a valuable, insightful video that will save lives. This is a video that I've wanted to do for a long, long time because it seems like it's getting more dangerous out there on the street. Now, I love motorcycles. I'm sure you do too if you're following along with this channel. I've always understood how dangerous it can be, especially on the road, but I know a lot of you are like me and you just love it too much to walk away. So in this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for staying safe. You know, the first thing I want to say is you can get hurt on a motorcycle anywhere. It doesn't matter. I will tell you this, though, statistically. I'm an East Coast guy, had 17,000 miles on this Hayabusa in 3 years. Knock on wood, never really had a close call. In the year and a half that I've been in California, I've had 5 close calls. 1 on my motorcycle on the highway, 1 on my motorcycle on the drag strip, 1 in my car on the highway, and 2 while jogging. Can you believe that? But I think that, again, accentuates just how not only defensive, but uber defensive you have to be. We're going to give you a tip starting here in just a second. So remember, down below, please share your tips for staying safe, what you've learned in any scary incidents or close calls you may have had, because that information can benefit all of us. I will read every single comment, and I can't wait because I look forward to learning through this video just like you. Now, I do want to give you my top 5 tips for staying safe. We're going to begin with number 5. I told you to not be defensive, but uber defensive. Well, the best advice that I ever received on a motorcycle was pretend like you're invisible. Think about that for a second. Really pretend that nobody around you can see you. That car over there that you think sees you that isn't going to pull out. Don't ever assume that. That person over here that you think isn't going to cut over because they see you. Don't ever assume that. That dog on a leash that certainly wouldn't break free. Don't ever assume that. Remember, when you are on a motorcycle, you are invisible. Always proceed like that, and I guarantee it'll improve your chances for staying safe. Invisible. All right, that brings us to CycleDrag tip number 4, and that tip is be seen. Have visible riding gear. And yes, I didn't even put riding gear and helmet on the list because I think that goes without saying. You want the best helmet, the best gloves, the best jacket, period. But beyond that, I see so many flat black helmets out there. Check this out, guys. I love this helmet, but this helmet is more than just looking cool. I straight up told my painter, I said, here's the deal. I want to be seen from a mile away. I have had so many people notice my helmet when I'm on the bike, and I think that really helps. This metal flake in here, it helps you. Every little advantage. So I see a lot of flat black helmets out there and black jackets. Look, that's okay, but get some reflective tape. Get something where people can see you, especially in the dark. And if you got the money, my man Tagger Design did this for me very affordably. We have a video on that. If you don't have the money, like I said, get some reflective tape, get some stickers, get yourself a can of metal flake spray paint, and make your helmet stand out. Be seen. Make your motorcycle more visible. Visibility is key, and there's a lot of tricks. Number 3, be heard. And I may ruffle some feathers with this one because I know the EPA is cracking down on all of us, especially in certain states, about not removing your stock exhaust. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you to break any laws, but I will tell you this. I believe in the sticker, Loud Pipes Save Lives, and I think that's more than just a sticker. I think that is a very important message that everybody should heed. If you're going to keep your stock exhaust on, modify it, open it up, make your bike louder. Now, you don't have to make it obnoxiously loud to where your neighbors hate you. I understand that, but I really do believe that you need to be heard. You want that person coming out of the shopping mall, coming out of the grocery store to be able to hear you. I've put on a Brock's Performance exhaust system. They're affordably priced. They're beautiful. They increase the performance of your motorcycle. Something you definitely want to check out. No matter what you ride, you definitely want to be heard. I heard that. Number 2, and again, this is just my opinion because I know a lot of you out there, especially ones that I've talked to, have such incredible skill on a motorcycle and feel comfortable doing different things. But number 2 is do not lane split unless you really have to, and if you do, use extreme caution. The reason I say that is we're all about minimizing risk. Think about what you're doing when you're lane splitting at speed. You are putting your life in the hands of that new driver behind the wheel who doesn't see you in their blind spot. Now I get it, sometimes we gotta do it. Sometimes we gotta get around traffic, but I'm seeing guys lane split for the heck of it. There'll be 3 empty lanes over here and the guy's lane splitting through traffic, maybe because it's fun, but it's not gonna be fun when an intoxicated driver or a texting driver comes over on you. To me, you're just increasing your chances for risk. I don't lane split. However, I do if traffic comes to a pedestrian-like crawl or a stop, I will lane split. But one story I wanted to share with all of you as we collect information here is one time there was an accident and I was just slowly weaving through traffic. Now, a lady got so angry and so mad at me, she tried to hit me with her car, not once, but twice. She was freaking out. She was obviously irate that she was in traffic, but hey, I'm not holding her up. I'm on a motorcycle. I should enjoy that benefit. The point of this story is you got to remember as a motorcycle rider, there are people that will lose their temper and be willing to commit vehicular homicide on you simply because you're getting ahead in traffic. It's sad, but that's where we are. Be careful, lane splitting, use caution. Don't do it unless you have to. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. Number 1, we're here. But before we give you number 1, again, I remind you, please leave your comments, your tips, your experience, your feedback, your questions. Leave it all below. I'll read every comment, and we got a lot of great motorcycle riders I know who follow the CycleDrag channel. We're going to get their feedback as well, so thank you so much. My number 1 key to staying safe, get your tools out. Double check those bolts, double check those nuts, and make sure your bike is on point. It's such an easy thing to do, but guys, we've all been there. If something doesn't sound right on the bike, if something's wobbling, if something's loose, you're thinking about the motorcycle. When you're thinking about the motorcycle, you're not thinking about all the obstacles and dangers around you on the road. So please, work on your bike. When you had it out once, twice, 3 times, make sure you put it up on the stand. Check the chain, check the nuts and bolts. Make sure everything is nice and tight. Yeah, give it that extra look. One more extra one I'm going to throw in there too, and I want to get your take on this, is what I like doing on the East Coast. This comes from being an old school trail rider. I grew up in the dirt, which I think is another thing that can keep you safe. Start on a dirt bike if you can. Watch one of those videos from the GNCC races where guys get stuck and 10 guys can't make it through. Well, it's the guy who takes the line that nobody thought about that stays safe. The good old cool trickle Days of Thunder, going high, getting through traffic. That being said, I like staying in places where I have somewhere to go. I like staying where I have a shoulder. In California, it's very hard because sometimes you have 7 lanes and the lane over here cuts down to an exit only. But especially on the East Coast, I like staying in the left-hand lane, going a little faster than traffic so that nobody has to pass me. But I know if I get in trouble, I have somewhere to go. Always think about where you can go. One of my most nerve-wracking experiences is coming up on a construction zone where there's a barrier and no shoulder. I'm sure you guys have felt that. I hate that. I always want a plan B. I'm always thinking about plan B. So that is my bonus tip, plan B. And I'll tell you what, when you're running or riding your bicycle, also think plan B. Some people say go with the flow of traffic. Never. I always want to bike and run facing traffic. And the reason is I want at least that chance that I can dive out of the way, run out of the way. I want to know what's coming. So remember that, plan B. Yes, B. Thank you guys so much. As I said, share your info below. But before we go, I want to show you the incident that inspired this video. This is the second time this year I was out on a jog and saw a horrible incident. Thank goodness everybody was okay. This Honda Civic came crashing through an intersection, and this is just months after a man was weaving in and out of traffic, T-boned an innocent driver. Thank goodness everybody was okay there, but it all happened in front of me while I was out on a run. Then just months later, this one. Here comes this Honda Civic out of nowhere, straight through the intersection. It slams into a Ford Explorer. There were children nearby. There were people getting ready to cross the road. And check this out, the driver takes off running. Well, they weren't messing around. They brought the helicopter out on this guy, and they were determined to catch him. But it had me thinking, thank goodness that Ford Explorer was not a motorcycle, or we may be talking about a fatal. Thank goodness one of those children were not crossing the road, or we could be talking about something very horrible. They did end up apprehending the suspect. The story here is that the gentleman had a suspended license and ran. It's just another reminder as a motorcycle rider, keep in mind the situations people may have behind the wheel and the trust we put in them. People are willing to run. People are willing to risk it all. People have way worse situations than a suspended license, and they're willing to flee a scene and not take responsibility. It's something we all need to be cognizant of, and we really, really need everyone out there to have your head on a swivel. Thank you for subscribing to CycleDrag on YouTube, liking CycleDrag.com on Facebook, and do me a favor, share this with a motorcycle friend who you think could benefit from this information, or an experienced rider who could maybe share with us some very profound stories so we can continue to learn. You guys stay safe out there. God bless you. Thank you for the likes, comments, and shares. If there's fast motorcycles, we're in. CycleDrag rolls on. Keep her on two-wheel. Keep her safe, ladies and gentlemen. Getting licenses today. How you feeling? Nice to see you, buddy. Update coming your way. Not 100,000 subscribers. How about 110,000 subscribers? We are on the move. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's keep it going. Keep sharing it. And more than anything, we want to hear from you. Leave us your comments down below. If you've never commented on one of our videos, I want to hear from you. Where are you from? Do you have any suggestions for future coverage, feedback? We appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. CycleDrag now at 110,000 subscribers. Thank you. Thanks indeed. We hope this video is educational and keeps some of you safe out there, and we appreciate all the insight from you veterans. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. We told you to comment, please, and like CycleDrag.com on Facebook. We'll keep it rolling, guys. If there's fast motorcycles, we're in. CycleDrag rolls on.